What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of an interesting topic that relates to something that is kind of like my job in a way, and it all relates to quitting social media. As you saw by the title and everything else of the video, I don't really plan to use a certain social media anymore. I still will use social media, right? Because you can't really quit social media entirely unless you live completely off the grid. Like, I'll still use Discord, I'll still make YouTube videos. Those are technically two types of social media, but I am focused more on privacy at this point and just kind of enjoying life. This video specifically relates to Twitter. If you guys have watched this commentary channel for a long time, you know that I don't like Twitter, but I've used it for years upon years upon years. I've been suspended, made new accounts, made another account over and over and over and over again, and it's just this mindless cycle of being like, I hate this platform, but I'm still using it. And I'm thinking about finally breaking that cycle. And what I mean by this is I can't just quit Twitter, right? As you guys may or may not know, my biggest following on social media, the reason why I'm able to do this commentary channel in this way where I kind of just make whatever I want to make without really caring about if it does well or not, is because these are just videos I make for myself, right? If it gets 1 view, cool. If it gets 500 views, sweet. I maybe get like $2 out of it and go ahead and buy myself some chicken patties at the at the store or something, make myself a little sandwich, you know? But it's something where it's like, I don't care if this YouTube channel makes me money or not, because I just make these videos for myself, because as it already stands, by having the FireMonkey Fortnite Leaks Twitter account, by having all those other places open to me, I don't need to worry about how successful this channel right here is. I do want it to end up being successful, but I'd rather build it up, this type of success on this channel, based on me just kind of being me and, you know, talking with you guys about stuff. And maybe doing some live, you know, YouTube channel, like live stream highlights or something in the future, which is one thing I want to get more into. But I just kind of want to have this chill vibe over here, and I'm not really focused on turning this into the most profitable, clickbaitable channel ever in the world, right? I don't even try turning my FireMonkey YouTube channel into clickbait or anything else. I try to, you know, stay just kind of in my own lane and make content just because I want to talk about a certain topic for that day, and you know, that's kind of what I've always done with this channel. So it's something where when you think about quitting Twitter, you look at the FireMonkey Twitter account and you realize that account makes me a decent amount of revenue, right? There's a lot of opportunities I have available to me because of specifically that Twitter account, where if I was to quit doing Twitter, even if I still did YouTube on FireMonkey, right, I would not have as nearly as much revenue as that I made, right? I'd probably lose like half of the revenue I make yearly just by quitting Twitter officially on all platforms, right? On all accounts and everything else. And that's not something I really want to do, right? You know, I like having money. I like being able to buy myself things I enjoy or whatever, right? You know, so it's not like I could really just go, adios, peace out, and, you know, just vanish from all of existence and be like, hey, I'm never using Twitter ever again, even though I would love to do that. But one thing I can do, at least when it comes to my personal life, is use my personal Twitter less. And I've kind of made some extreme changes to that personal Twitter to make this happen, such as deleting basically every single tweet that Twitter allowed me to delete from that account. Now, in the past, like, year alone, I made over like 6,000 tweets on the account, right? And it was all just mindless stuff. You know, there would be some tweets that I made just because I knew they would get popular and a lot of people would like it. But once you get to this point where you've used social media for long enough, you know, having 10,000 likes on a tweet or something, even going up to points where you get over 100,000 likes or whatever else on a tweet, it doesn't really matter at that point, right? You just sit there and you're like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And then you kind of go on with your day, you know, maybe you try making another tweet to get a lot of likes or whatever. But, you know, you kind of get desanitized from being like, oh, look at this huge number I got on this tweet I made, this funny joke or whatever. You know, people liked it. And it's something where some of my tweets I kind of just made because I was like, hey, this is funny to me, and they blew up, right? There would be tweets, especially recently, right? I don't know what it is with Twitter's algorithm, but there are two types of things on social media, especially Twitter, that just will randomly blow up for absolutely no reason at all. And it is both, you know, making just little joke tweets, but also toxic stuff, just having a lot of drama, right? I don't know why that is, but like, if you're toxic on social media, especially on Twitter, bro, you will get a million likes, right? Like, there will be like someone making a joke tweet or whatever, someone quote retweets it with like something rude about that person in particular, that quote retweet, boom, blows up, gets double, triple, quadruple the likes that the normal tweet itself had. And it just feels like, even if you're just having fun, you know, goofing around with your friends, you're not allowed to do that, because someone's going to hate you, and they're going to make a quote retweet about how much they hate you, and that quote retweet about how much they hate you will get a bajillion more likes than your original tweet from people who don't even know who you are, but just think that the other person was being funny, right? And that's kind of how it has kind of evolved, right? just kind of does not work. Like, if you look at TikTok's For You tab, I will occasionally randomly mention like Halo to a friend or something. I'll be like, hey, you want to hop on Halo Infinite? I hadn't played that game in like a year. Hop on it, play it for a little bit. I'll go to TikTok, Halo TikToks. Their algorithm is super weird. It definitely is For You, because TikTok just knows what you're up to. But on Twitter, the For You page is just mindless stuff, right? You'll get the occasional joke tweet here and there, you know, something that you actually like, but most of the time you'll just see people hating on each other and their tweets blowing up, right? I don't know how many times, you know, I've gone to the For You tab and just seen things that I don't even care about. And I mean, you know, you can say whatever you want. You can say, oh yeah, I just gotta block these accounts or whatever. But even if you think about blocking the accounts, right? If you really think about how the Twitter algorithm works, and if you've looked into their public code, they specifically have code designed in a way to boost certain things. Like Elon Musk's Twitter account himself is designed to be boosted on Twitter. It's designed to have like a 10 times chance of showing up on the For You page, even if you don't care about Elon Musk while you're using the platform, right? It is designed in that way to be like, hey, you're going to have this on your page regardless of if you like it or not. And that is one thing that in itself should just kind of show that you're not allowed to really use Twitter and experience the For You page designed in a way where it's actually for you, because it's not designed for you. It's designed for Elon, right? That's really how it kind of is. But that's kind of getting off topic and everything. We're not here to talk about the algorithms of Twitter or anything. We're here to talk about just kind of being on the platform in general, right? It's something that I've done for years. I mean, like, before I had the FireMonkey Twitter account really blow up or anything, before I was a Fortnite leaker on Twitter, I had a Twitter account, and I would follow some YouTubers I used to watch a long, long time ago, like Sly Fox Sound or whatever else, and, you know, I would get occasional emails or whatever, being like, hey, they made this tweet or whatever, but I was never on Twitter as much as I currently am, right? But it feels like now, I just post every single thing I want to talk about, right? Anything on my mind, if I just randomly popped up in my head, boom, post it on Twitter. There'll be times when I'm playing with a friend, we'll have a funny moment, and we'll be like, yo, can I post this on Twitter? It's like, yeah, you know, you had a funny moment, you want to share it around on social media, but it becomes a point where you're not allowed just to have funny moments with friends, right? It has to be recorded every single time, every minute of your life, and it has to be posted online, because you got to show everyone else how much fun you're having, right? And, you know, when you post that, people are going to be like, oh, I hate that person you're playing with. This has been an actual thing that's happened before, right? I'll have a friend post a clip of me and them playing, and then, you know, someone will quote retweet on like a private account or whatever and be like, ew, you're playing with FireMonkey? I can't believe this. And it's like, brother, why you gotta be mad that someone's playing with me? Like, I understand you may not like me. Not everyone's gonna like me, and that's the truth about life. Not everyone is gonna like you, but you gotta hate on someone else just because they're playing with someone that you dislike. Like, it's just like, you have to follow the norms of what every other person on social media likes and dislikes, or else you're a bad person, right? If you go ahead and let's say you like Minecraft, but your followers don't like Minecraft, you're a bad person. Let's say you go ahead and talk about how you enjoy Roblox. Oh, hey, you know, Roblox, that's just Fortnite. You're a bad person. How dare you play how dare you play Roblox or whatever, right? I don't know. It just feels like so much arguing goes on there, and it feels like the algorithm and everything else, you know, is kind of just like not in your favor, to the point where you just can't be happy on social media, right? You can't express yourself or anything, and nowadays it just becomes an addiction where instead of, you know, just posting stuff because you thought it was cool or whatever, you're posting so much about your life to the point where people who you've never spoken with before, right? People you don't even know probably know more about what's going on in your life than your best friend, right? You know, you could post something on social media. Your best friend might not see it because they're not always on social media, but Joey Smith and Bobbin 27, who is always on social media, sees that post and is like, oh, you know, I think that is crazy how you went to this specific store at this specific time on this date. I go to the exact same one. And the next thing you know, you're being stalked home or something, right? Obviously, over the top, not exactly what happens in that situation, but it just feels like, you know, social media is not a place where I want to be personal on anymore, because there's just so much toxicity that happens all the time there. There's so much in general that goes on there that it just isn't a fun place, right? It isn't a place to really express yourself as much as it used to be because of how many people are on it. I mean, there's genuinely accounts on Twitter specifically designed just to be hateful, right? I mean, you guys have probably seen it. The accounts that go on tweets and are just like, ratio! It's like, okay, you know, haha, funny or whatever. But man, on the FireMonkey account, just so I can keep my mental sanity in check while still using that account, dude, I have so many words blocked. I have like 50 different variants of specific phrases, like don't care blocked or late, because, you know, there will be times when an item shop bot or something is like 2 minutes late because it had a bug or whatever, and all the comments, every single one is just late, 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 late. This is why other leaker is better than you, late. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, like, I'm sorry that I couldn't make the bot fix itself faster. I have to manually do it. I'm not a robot, you know? And maybe that's me being a little bit more nitpicky about how that whole entire platform works and how, you know, specifically it comes to like a Fortnite news account or whatever. But it just does feel like in general, there's so much toxicity that goes on there. And, you know, some of it might just be jokey toxicity, but still, it's toxicity nonetheless. But besides the platform, there's another reason why I wanted to make this video, why I'm talking about quitting Twitter. And it doesn't have to do with me trying to keep my privacy private or whatever, trying to not put myself out there as much as I already do or whatever else, but it's also just because of time management. One thing I want to do in 2024, and one thing I've already been trying to do, as you've seen by this channel, is change how I work on my own time. I'll have another video later this month or next month talking about this specific topic in more detail, but one thing that has been very well known about me is this right here, Twitter, YouTube, all that type of stuff. This is my life, right? I don't do anything else except play video games, record a video, you know, do my Twitter stuff or whatever else, and go to bed, right? You know, I really have nothing else I'm doing except all that type of stuff. I just kind of sit here, make my videos, ramble on about stuff daily, every single day. It's like a routine, right? I wake up, go use Twitter, go use YouTube, make a video, and that's it, right? You know, it's taken over my time, and I've really been thinking about it recently, and I'm like, I've been doing daily videos on the Fortnite channel for like 3 years straight now, right? I have not given myself a break in those 3 years. I've been told by friends, you need to give yourself a break. You need to give yourself a break over and over and over again. And always I'm just like joking about it. I'm like, what's a break? I don't know what this term is. But as I've reached 2024, I'm like, this is, you know, a nice way to make money or whatever. But there's a more sustainable way of doing it without ever, you know, having it just take over and consume my entire life. And one of those things I've started to do is not really focus on YouTube on the weekends. I'll have videos scheduled for the weekend if I do decide to, you know, take a break or whatever else. But I'm thinking about making it so I just don't think about YouTube or Twitter, you know, that news type of stuff at all during the weekend. And the weekend is just a weekend for me. It's like a normal job. You know, you get a break every like few days and then you go back to the job the other few days. Of course, this isn't a normal job at all. You know, YouTube is a lot freer than a normal job. You get a lot more of just having fun or whatever else goofing around. But man, you know, it's like after taking 3 years, you know, daily uploading, even through COVID, even through life events or whatever else, it can take a toll on you, right? It can be something where you're like, this is not sustainable. This is not going to be useful for me or whatever else. I need a better way of actually going about doing it. And one of the things that has kind of taken up a lot of my time is using Twitter. So going there and talking about whatever I want to talk about, scrolling nonstop, whatever else, takes up so much time. There will be times on my computer, I'll log in, be like, I've got nothing to really do. I already recorded my video for the day. What do I want to do today? And I'll open up Twitter, scroll a little bit, realize, yeah, there's nothing interesting on Twitter. I don't care about any of this. And then I close Twitter only to open it back up. It's like I don't give myself a break from it. I close it and then I'm like, okay, read enough stuff. What should I do instead of that? Oh, I know what I should do instead of that. Let's open up the thing I just closed and read it again. That's not how you take a break. That's not how you manage your time properly. There's no discipline going on there. And doing this type of action of not using Twitter, you know, just kind of being myself and kind of existing in my own world and not sharing every single thing I do online is in a way of giving myself a little bit of discipline, a little bit of that self-control back, and making sure that this thing that I do and enjoy right now isn't consuming my entire life to the point of just being something that I hate, but I do constantly, right? Because I do social media, I do Fortnite leaks and all that stuff because I enjoy it. It's fun. I love looking in the files of video games. I love sharing, you know, and showcasing new stuff before they're out, but it's something where it's like, I don't want something that I enjoy to take up my life to the point where I don't end up enjoying it anymore and I just sit here hating and dreading every moment of it. And like another thing about social media is that whenever you're on it, right, whenever you're posting things, it feels like instead of having your actions define who you are, you're defined by what you say, right? So if you say that you support specific things or whatever, you know you're praised for it or whatever, but no one knows if you're actually supporting that, right? You could say one thing, get praised for it, and then behind the scenes, you know, when you're in your free time or whatever, when no one knows what's actually going on, you're doing the exact opposite of what you're saying, right? Because, you know, there's ways to understand social cues or whatever on social media, and who knows if someone's just kind of saying something for the fact that they want to get, you know, Twitter brownie points or whatever else, when in real life they're not going by what they say at all, right? You know, they're just kind of doing the exact opposite, and they're doing what they would be hated for if they did on social media. And it's something where I'm just like, do I really care about, you know, trying to make it so that I sound virtuous, or do I want to just continue going about my life in the way where I'm doing the right things, even if no one knows I'm doing the right thing, right? Even if no one knows that, hey, you know, I donated to these charities, or I donated to these causes, or, you know, there was someone who broke their leg and I found them on the street, so I gave them a ride back home or something, even though I don't know how to ride a car, right? It's something where it's like, I'd rather just have the actions I do be my actions I do, even if no one knows that I've done those actions, because it's more important to be a good person than it is for me to let everyone online know that, hey guys, look how much of a good person I am, right? I would rather just kind of do things for the sake of doing them without having Twitter know and judge every single movement I follow or every single thing I do. And it's like, you know, there have been times before, for example, when I've gone ahead, you know, I've had someone randomly request some money from me on PayPal, and they're like, hey, I need to get a gift for my daughter or my brother or something, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what, here, just, you know, I'll go ahead, accept the request. You know, I typically don't do this, but just this once, you know, maybe this twice, I'll go ahead and give you some money, because, you know, I don't know if you're lying or not. Maybe you genuinely need it or whatever, and hope that your brother, whoever, has a nice little gift for them. And of course, then that person later on the line would ask me for more money and ask me for more money again. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't know if you're actually spending this money on what you say you are. I don't know. It feels a little fishy. So, you know, you can enjoy the money I've already sent you before. But I think that, you know, I've made my good a cause for you. And it's like, I'll do that type of stuff, though, and I won't post about it on Twitter. No one knows that I've spent or sent money to someone who just randomly requested for it, and I don't really send money to people who just randomly request it that much anymore. Maybe like once in a while I'll do it, you know, if I'm feeling generous or whatever, but it's always hard to tell if someone's lying or if someone's telling the truth. But, you know, as occasionally I do like to actually do that, but it just feels like on Twitter, if you don't post that you've done that, right, people will hate you. People will be like, how dare you? You didn't do any good for the world. When it's like, in private, maybe you have done good for the world. You just haven't made that known or anything. And that's just kind of how I feel about the platform, right? It feels like I put my personal life out there too much. It feels like it's just full of hatred nowadays. And it feels like you more than likely are seeing people say stuff or do good things just because of the fact that they want other people to know that they're a good person. When in reality, these people that you're talking to online, you know, some of them you will meet in the future. Some of them maybe you will hang out with or whatever else. I'm not saying you'll never talk to the people you meet online or whatever. You'll never meet them IRL. But some of these people aren't as good as they try propping themselves to be on social media. But you'll never know that because all you see is the good that they've done publicly and not the bad that goes on behind the scenes. And to kind of, you know, put a cap on this whole entire video, to kind of give a summary of all my opinions and everything regarding using social media, I will still use the FireMonkey account because that's my business, right? That's different from using it in the personal lens, you know, the personal aspect or whatever else. But in terms of my personal life, you know, in terms of the account I would use to promote videos on this channel, I'm not going to use it because I would rather allow myself to go down a path of happiness by just enjoying life the way it is without having to worry about if random Billy Bob Johnson 4209847 on Twitter agrees with the video game I decided to play, or if he thinks that the video game I decided to play is absolute garbage and should be thrown in the trash immediately, right? I'll still have videos on here, you know, I'll see some people occasionally be like, oh, you know, like for example Suicide Squad, it's like, that game's garbage. It's like, okay, but you know, it's different than Twitter where I feel the need to reply to every single person who disagrees with the games I enjoy, right? It's a YouTube comment, right? You know, I'll reply to maybe one or two YouTube comments here and there. I'll read them occasionally, but I don't have to read them 24/7. And I don't have to on Twitter either, but Twitter feels more designed as a place for where you want to read every single thing and reply to every single thing you see, because if you don't, then why are you on the platform to begin with, right? And, you know, maybe you guys see this video, maybe you're like, oh, FireMonkey, you're just being a boomer. You just are bad at blah, 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 or whatever. But it is something that I've thought about multiple times, and if you've been following this channel for a long time now, you know that I've mentioned how I want to quit Twitter over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the first time in all those years of me making these type of videos where I've decided I am just going to quit Twitter. I'm just not going to use it, right? You know, I'll have that account there. It will still exist, you know, especially so no one can, like, take the ad or anything else and try acting like they're me, impersonating me or whatever. But I'm not using the account because I don't really care about being public in that way. I don't care about having 60,000 followers on Twitter, right? It's an account where I just post random nonsensical things. You know, I post about my life or whatever else. And when I'm thinking about it, other than making YouTube videos or whatnot, you know, making this right here, do I really want 60,000 people knowing every single move I'm making every single day, every time I breathe, blink, think? No, I don't need that in my life. And I just am like, it's better to just not use social media in that sense, right? You know, still use it for the job type things, but when it comes to outside job stuff, just not using it and just enjoying life and letting life go in the way that it needs to go, so that I'm able to just kind of exist and find my own happiness without trying to get, oh, what the, oh, there we go, we fixed it. But, you know, it's like I'm trying to just enjoy happiness and find it in a way where I don't have to show everyone on social media I'm happy, right? I can just be happy and go on with my life in that sense without having to let every single person online know, hey guys, look how happy I am. Look at all this amazing stuff I'm doing, right? And look at every single action. My social security number is this. My credit card number is this. You know, it's just something where I felt too connected to the internet in a way, right? Too connected in the way where my life wasn't private. Like, you know, there'll be some private things or whatever else. You know, not everyone knows every single thing about me, but it's like every thought, every opinion, every moment, every time I'm going to sleep, waking up, that data was on there. You know, like if you pay attention to someone's account, like if you see someone say good night on social media, if you pay attention to their account enough, maybe you'll end up learning their sleep schedule, right? Maybe you could end up finding out the times they go to bed and the times they wake up, and then, you know, you end up becoming their friend or whatever later down the line, and you just kind of plot to show up at their house one day while they're asleep, knock on the door, be like, hey, wake up, dun dun dun, online friend knows exactly where you live, exactly when you're asleep. You know, terrible thing, right? But that's how much you can kind of learn from someone's social media presence with how much we tweet every single thing we have in our head, how much we do everything over and over and over again. And I think I would rather just have a virtue in life of just being happy by going down a path that I feel makes me happier, and that path is not using social media. I mean, like, people on Twitter, right? People on that platform already talk about how much they hate it, how much they dislike it, but they're still on it. And I feel that that has a thing to say about, like, the person themselves' discipline and how they are actually disciplining themselves when it comes to, you know, following what they agree, following what they disagree, or whatever else. Because at a certain point, I feel some people who are on Twitter, right, they're on there not because they want to use the platform, but because they're addicted to the platform. They're addicted to sharing everything, looking at what everyone else shares, and just kind of involving themselves in a life that doesn't, at the end of the day, really need any involvement with, because it doesn't matter, you know? You could just do whatever you want to do, and if people follow it, you know, you could just have them follow it from the privacy of just hanging out, being homies or whatever over Discord or something, you know, which is another social media, I know, but in a place where it's a more private setting. You don't have to be in every single server, you don't have to share every single thought, but you can still live your life and have fun with it, right? And especially with Twitter, it just feels like that's one of the worst platforms to really share yourself anymore, right? Because it's just toxic, right? But man, this video became a very long one. I just wanted to ram all the top of my head. You know, I had some thoughts that I've been letting build up for a long time now regarding that platform and regarding everything else, because I just have been wanting to leave it for a long time, but I've always thought, no, I can't leave it because this or that or that. And then I decided I'm just gonna stop making excuses. I know I can't leave it in the sense of being a news account or whatever, but I can leave it from the sense of being a personal account and leave the part of Twitter that I hate and just dislike, and I've talked about how much I hate it over and over and over again, and go back to trying to find ways to manage my time better without having Twitter take up 90% of my day, and to find ways of just having fun, being happy, without having to let everyone online know and have a say in my happiness and if I'm allowed to be happy or not, if I'm allowed to have fun with what I'm having fun with or not, right? It's just better for me to be me and enjoy life that way. And I mean, like, you know, especially with like trending on Twitter all the time, it's just the news, it's just drama, it's just this, that, politics, drama, over and over again. And it's like, I'm just trying to look at the trending tab to see if like a video game's having a live event or something. I don't care about all this drama. I don't want all this drama in my head 24/7, because I just want to enjoy life. But it's like the news in some ways. The drama, the hatred, all that stuff gets brought up to the top, while your favorite things, the things that are just bringing you joy or whatever, get drowned out to the very bottom. Maybe you'll hear about it occasionally. Maybe one day you'll be fine and just have only the good news to talk about for that day. But other times, it will just be full of all the hatred, all the drama, and all that noise nonstop over and over again. And that's not something I personally want to deal with. But with that said, you know, feel free to comment it down below. Maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Who really knows, right? And until next time, I'll catch you champs and champettes next time with another YouTube video. Peace out.